Okay, we are supposed to identify the property used in the following questions. As we have discussed earlier in a video, the properties of the real numbers in detail. So following that video, the properties used in these questions. So the first question, you can see a plus b is equal to b plus a. So the property used here is known as commutative property with respect to addition. So in commutative property, the same numbers are added but their order is changed. So in the second one, that is, you can see whether you multiply a with b and the answer is multiplied with c, or whether you multiply b with c and the answer with a. So that property is known as associative property. Associative property with respect to multiplication. Okay, so the third one, that is where the number 1 is multiplied with 7, you get again 7. So when you multiply a number like the 1 with another number, you will get the other numbers itself. So this property is known as multiplicative, where 1 is called multiplicative identity. Right? Okay, this one, x is greater than y, or x is equal to y, or x is less than y. So this property is known as trichotomy property or trichotomy property, and is also read as trichotomy property. So AB, now the fifth one, AB is equal to BA, whether you multiply A with B or B with A, that is basically called commutative property. Commutative property with respect to multiplication. Okay, now you can see here the sixth one, we have the same number added with the numbers on both sides. So here we have a, here we have b, but the c and c are the same number. So if we cancel out, we will get this part. So this property is known as cancellation property of addition. Right? So now in seventh, you can see 5 is added to negative 5. So this negative 5 is called additive inverse of this number, because when a number is added to its own additive inverse, the answer is always 0. So the property here uses additive inverse. Okay, now the 7 when multiplied with 1 upon 7, you will get 1. So when a number is multiplied with its multiplicative identity, the answer is always equal to 1. So this property is called multiplicative. We have discussed the theory, the properties in detail in a previous video. You can search in the videos. Okay, so here a is greater than b. So when you multiply a same number on both sides, this sign will remain same. This greater than sign will remain same. So such a property is known as multiplicative identity. So one thing, remember that when you multiply a negative number on both sides, then this symbol will change from greater than to less than. Question number 2, fill in the following blanks by stating the properties of real numbers used. So this question is already solved, but in each step what properties are used, we have to write their names in front of each step. So if you see 3 is multiplied with y and also with x, means we have removed this bracket and expanded the expression. So this way of expansion is called distributive property. Distributive property with respect to multiplication. Okay. Now here we have what we are going to do. We have shifted this -3 on this side and 3y at the end of the expression. So here that means we are just rearranging the numbers. So that is called commutative property with respect to addition. Okay. Now when a number is added to its own additive inverse, the answer is 0. So what property is used here? Additive inverse. Okay. So now when 0 is added to 3y, so 0 is called additive identity. So when 0 is added to 3y, the answer is again 3y. So the answer, what actually we have done, that is additive identity is applied. So in this question we also again have to mention the properties. So you can see 0 is added to a number and you are getting again the same number. So that is because additive identity. Okay. Now you can see here -2/3 is multiplied with 5 and with 7/2. When we multiply with 5 we get this part, when we multiply with 7/2 we get this part. So this is called distributive property with respect to multiplication. Okay. Now the number is added to its own additive inverse, you get the answer 0. So the property additive inverse is used here. Okay. Now root of 3 is a real number, so that is closure property. When you mention the name of a number, or when it's added to or just when it's a real number, so it's called closure property. Okay. When a number is multiplied with its multiplicative inverse, the answer is always equal to 0. So -5/8 is multiplied with -8/5. So 8 and 8 cancel out, 5 and 5 cancel out, minus plus, so you get only one answer. So that is multiplicative inverse.